Hi, my name is Rana, and I wanted to talk briefly about my patient story and why we're doing this project. So, I have been, along with my wife and my mother, we were the caretakers, the primary caregivers for my father, who passed away late last year from cancer. And the story starts at the point where the surgical oncologist gave us impossible choice. He said, either you you take off your father's tongue, um, or the cancer will spread. And we were terrified. We just didn't know what to do. And after a small conversation, we agreed that we won't. We'll deal with the consequences of not taking off the tongue. And that led us to an incredible hospital in Bangalore called HCG, who did everything they could. And through that, we had amazing experiences of um, of the power of healing connections. Friends coming and making meals for us as a sign of gratitude. We had incredible experiences where um, how narratives completely transform conversation. So my father has a 12-year history of cancer, 4 different episodes, and it was each time my mom would have to narrate the conversation to doctors, she memorized it, and I thought it was a little complicated. So I put together a simple chart which shows the diagnosis and the intervention at each point. And I told doctors, look, maybe this is complete nonsense, but see if it's useful. And all of them picked it up immediately. So that told me that there is a place for narratives in in medicine. Um, we also had experiences where um, when we started thinking about uh, what we felt about experiences, oddly enough, we found that not all the experiences we remembered in hospital were negative. As a matter of fact, what came to mind was really the wonderful moments that we spent together in the hospital room, the time the friends came over, the compassion of the doctors and the nurses and so on. So we thought, really, while we think of hospitals as a negative place, our memory says that there is something positive to it, and why are we then not reframing experiences and creating positive memories from these intense moments we have lived with our loved ones? Um, and that got us thinking, saying that why not transform the patient experience? A patient is a patient way before he enters the hospital. He goes through many moments that matter, and why don't we find out these moments and transform them? The way we chose to do that is we articulated a few key principles. Um, the first one we said is people live in a web of connections and healing connections, right? So, and groups are a form of healing. Groups are well-being, as a matter of fact. And suddenly you move from living in a web of healing connections to being completely isolated. You have a number, you don't have a name, you have a uniform, you're just like everybody else, and it's distressing. So why not enable healing connections? We are at a point in technology that's even possible, easily. Um, the second principle we said was so create narratives. We move from a world of free flow of information to a world where information is given in trickles, and when it is given in numbers. And not everybody is actually proficient at numbers, and under stress, even that makes no sense. Narratives are the way to understand complex situations, and why not create narratives um, at the most stressful moments? And the third principle we said was um, reframe for delight. Um, yes, there are many moments which are distressing and many horrible moments which we don't wish on anybody else, but also the human mind is very, very resilient, and also many beautiful things have happened. And why not think what would happen if you reframe the patient experience as one of memorable moments where your awareness was very heightened and you remember things very clearly, and the best things in human behavior came to the surface. What would that story be like? So that's what I set out to do. There are three of us. There is me, there is Sajid, and there is Neelam. We're three designers working in SAP. Right now it's just a personal project for us. And what we want to hear from you is, um, your patient stories and the moments that matter to you. So, on your journey as a patient, on your journey as a caregiver to a patient, certain moments would have mattered. We want to hear about the ones that did. There are links at the end of this video. Please take your time to send your links any way you can. You can record a video, you can post a blog, you can do an audio recording, pictures, any which way. We hope to hear from you. Thank you.